Okay, so let's sell this on most accounts now. Actually, no, the cheap account, we could just re-add it. We don't really need to get rid of it. Okay, we just took our win on every account right there. If it drops back down to this line here, we're just simply going to take another long position. Again, we had a short position up here. We sold out of that one for a really good amount. We took a long position right down here at night at around 3 a.m. We just sold out of that one right now. And then we're going to rebuy into it once it hits this line. Our Unity play is up 90%. Amazing job, everybody. Remember that Unity play is going to expire in over a year from now. So we got plenty of time for that. What is Unity even doing right now? Where is it at? Let's see. Trade. It's at $30 right now. That's exactly what we wanted it to be at. So excellent. Let me actually pull up Unity right now for everybody. There's also another company that I want to buy into that I forgot about yesterday. Hawaiian Electric. And now they're getting sold off, so it's perfect. We're going to give this a couple of days, and we might be able to buy into this for a cheap price. But no, yeah, look at Unity, everybody. This thing is so oversold, it's not even funny. Look at that. This thing barely started to jump. We're going to hold for this to run up to probably this halfway point right here. That 110 point. And then we have every other buying point right here. So if you want, just look into the leap section and you're going to have all this information for you. But yeah, this is amazing. Let's actually take a picture of that. Perfect. And Tesla, what are you doing? The Tesla contracts are up 12%. The ones we just sent to the chat. Remember, everybody, just take your time. Every single one of these trades we've taken has basically worked out perfectly. So the only ones, of course, that haven't worked out are the little baby ones like AMD, Microsoft, and that's pretty much it. Everything else has worked out. So just take your time. Take it very, very, very slow. You don't got to rush the thing here. Apple, we're not going to get into no more. It's too slow. Nvidia, we're going to wait. Euro USD, we're about to buy into it once more right now. I'm getting ready to buy the euro right now. We still have a SPY contract that we're going to look at right now, of course, but we're just going to let it rock out. We also have a euro and Japanese trade that we took the other day. They went straight to 100 pips. It was actually kind of crazy. So that one worked out really nicely as well. I got my finger on the buy right now. So again, that $15 account is now at $300 for the currencies, for the Forex. Our 2-cent account is currently now at 9 cents. Our 50-cent account is currently at around $4. So we started with 50 cents. We're now at $4. The 2-cent one, we started with 5 cents. We got it to 9. We lost basically 7. Brought it down to 2 cents, and we literally had to buy contracts cent for cent. So it's ridiculously slow, but no, yeah, we started with 2 cents. Now it's at 9. We're gonna try to take that account to $20. That's next up, and then after we take it to 20 by the end of this month, Next month, we want to take that $20 to around 2,000, right? And yeah, it's going to take some time, but as long as we actually have some repetition with our trades here, because we don't really actively trade Forex as much as the stocks, right? And the options. Well, not even as the stocks, but the options more so. So yeah, we're just taking our time right now. Let's look at the Tesla trade that we just took. That Tesla trade instantly jumped up to 30% right there for a second. We could zoom in for a second here. So yeah, we were up for a second there. 30%. We're just going to hold it for a little bit more. I want to see if this is going to yank up to the top side. What's up? Yeah. Since it's right next to your golden areas at the bottom here, I would say no, yeah, this is a really good point to average down. This point right here. So yeah, I'm looking at more contracts too. I still have my call from yesterday. Yep. Yep. I definitely agree with that. No, yeah, literally. That is one of the problems, you know. What the fuck? What just happened to Unity? You thinking call day on SPY? That's a good idea, Curtis. What's good, everybody on YouTube? How we doing? Good morning, everybody. I have no idea what just happened to Unity, but the calls just went to the sky, basically. We're gonna trade with this account, of course, but at the same time, we're gonna have to let that call rock out. How much did we pay for it the first time? Yeah, that's fine. We're down a safe amount. I'm gonna try to see if I don't have to average down on the first contract. Remember, we bought the first contract down here when we sent it into the Discord. Right exactly here at the basically the low of yesterday at 10 o'clock. So for those of you that are trying to get into entrances now, you need to pay attention to that low that we bought into the trade yesterday with, as well as just watch out for a lower low, because you can of course zip down here and touch the orange one, which, you know, is kind of funny. That's exactly what we said we wanted to see the market do it here, or do here. You know, just simply touch that orange line, that orange area. All right. Let me check Unity again, because this thing is, I don't know why it's up 150%. It shouldn't be up 150%, but it is. Absolutely wild. I might just sell out of it now. 150% already, just from that. And theoretically, you're going to staircase downwards again. But I could see how you're going to run up a tiny bit more. So we can have a new position to re-hop into this area. But then again, it's kind of stupid. How long does this contract have? We still have a whole year of time on this. Theoretically, let's just say we run and we start breaking highs, right? If we run to this high right here at 38, this would theoretically hit around another $400 of profit. So we would be up $600. We would be at 900%. If this thing hits $38, we would be at 900%. So I think we might just let this rock for a second here. We'll see how the percentage changes. That's crazy. So all of the long-term plays that we've gotten into this year, again, everything that was 6 months or more, everything has worked out so far perfectly. To the absolute T. Are we going to hop into anything else here? I might hop into another one of these. Oh, I forgot about the other account. Let's go check that real quick. Yeah, Tesla's just chilling back there. And then this account. All right, all the small accounts there. Steadily doing their own thing right now, so we're just gonna leave them for a second. Let me see. Did we have any other buys that we wanted to get into? Anybody have any earnings plays that we want to look at? I'm thinking for the Hawaiian company that we were looking at, for the electric company, I'm thinking this thing can hit at least $20. It could at least hit 20. So you're at $10 right now. A move of that much, you know, $20 would basically put your contracts in the money from out the money. And if you're going out the money to in the money, and you look at the contract's value, that's about 1,000%. So usually you would need a contract to go about double the price in the money. Like, so let's just say it's 4 strikes out. You would then need it to go 4 strikes in the money, so 8 strikes in total. And then you would go 1,000% on most companies. But when you have these oversold names, it only just takes a slight little run up. That's it. And then you're up 1,000, 2,000, 3,000% from a really low amount. So that's all we're trying to do here is literally just have our money just sitting there, right? So that once the actual buying kicks in, just like Unity or all these other plays, we're just a part of it every single time. And as long as you get your contracts far out enough, you won't be taking a loss throughout the day-to-day move, right? Spy's getting bodied right here. You might just drop out the sky. Watch out. Remember, if you fall towards the floor of 607, you're going to fall to 605. You might be able to fall out this box a little bit. So if you do, I'm then going to buy another 3 to 5 day option for the call side right here. If you fall beneath this box here, which is 604, 603. That's my last buying point. Remember, what did we say yesterday? We literally talked about this. That's the funniest thing in the world. We literally said SPY might be a little annoying and come right back down. So if you have these calls and you're holding them, just very, very, very careful. Just in case this thing comes right back down. So yeah, we literally talked about this, family. Absolutely wild. So let's look at another 5-day call here. You guys dropping price? I want something cheap. Let's see, 613, 615. And then Tesla, let's see, is Tesla dying as well? I missed the Euro trade, so I didn't hop into that. We're going to be looking for another entrance here shortly. Oh yeah, it's literally not doing a single thing. We're just going to leave Tesla alone, not touch it. We're going to wait for 12 o'clock on Tesla. And then we're going to see if we need to fix up any of these entries. And then this one, how much is this one? That one's still up 150%. I don't even know how that's up 150%, I'll be honest. It shouldn't be up 150%. It was literally up 30%, and then it just snapped. And the thing said 150. So, let's see. NVIDIA. Remember, we bought another AMD option to average down. And we might have to... we might have to reposition here, truthfully. The Tesla option is now blowing up again, 30%. So if this thing goes to the top, how much is this going to be worth? If this thing runs up to the level I think it's going to run up to, these options should be worth around... There's no way this thing is going to go to $600. There's no way this option is going to go to $600. You're lying. There's no way. This option says it has the potential chance of going to 600 each. If this just flips up to 360. So, yes. Good luck, family. I'll see you on the flip side. Let's see if we make it out of this one alive. Remember, light capital, light capital. Okay, we're hopping into the Euro trade now. Remember, we're trading the whole entire market. every single second we can. The whole entire thing, everything. Next up is gold. And remember, all these trades have been working out. So if the first question is, what's the purpose of this? Is this kind of scattering yourself and making yourself too chaotic? And the first thing I would tell you is no. This is giving you such valuable teaching lessons and in such a small time period that you're literally becoming like a super soldier when it comes to the thought process, because you're learning so quickly. I think I've even heard this before when others have stated that even in the army or in certain federal portions of the government, they tend to require people to actually start learning how to teach people so that they can actually learn how to, do things quicker and faster. And it's a very real thing, So take your time, everybody. Take your time. Do not rush a single thing. Was it bad to give an analogy? I don't know, maybe. Pretty sure it sounds right. Okay, so we just got into every single account with the euro account. All I want to see is the euro run right back up to this peak here. Now, if the euro is weak, if this thing is going to fall towards the floor, this is going to be a big loss, right? But I'm fine with that. I think right now that the euro has the potential chance of going towards some type of extra peak right here. But you can fall here. And if you do fall, I would be looking for an entrance once more at this first target down here. So if you want, family, you could put your first target to buy right down here. Mine was right down here on every account. And again, the idea is for this to continue to run up higher and fill the rest of this area. We had puts up here. We sold it out last night. We got calls right down here. We sold it out this morning. And now we're back inside the trade at the midpoint. That's the idea. Alrighty, so we're done with this now. We don't gotta look at that no more. It looks like Spy. Spy is doing something here. So I'm looking at Unity still, and I'm just like, 30. It's about 70 cents from the top. Contracts are worth still 200. I might just get rid of them at the peak now. Because why the hell did Unity go up? Let's see why they went up, right? What was the news? So it says fourth quarter reports, fiscal year, financial results. What was it? Let's do create and grow games experience. So they made 150 less million. Revenue from our strategics portfolio is up to 442 million. How the hell do they have so much money? But then again, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. This is a very old company. Plus, they're backed by Meta. This company was the one that was supposed to take Meta's metaverse and bring it into real life. I don't know if they were the engine aspect of it. I'm pretty sure they were, because if they're creating games, of course, it's probably like their own engines, their own way of creating that stuff. So that's the reason why I like Unity, is because I used to actually play their games. So like I know a lot about them in terms of just like that field, just the gaming aspect, not really the financials. Never really looked into that before, but even right now, as I look into this, it's just like, yeah, this is insane. A lot of potential here. But again, just watch out. You might sell off, and you might start this 1 to 2 month just downtrend. That's the one thing you have to consider here whenever you're playing these options. So it's just like, how do you know when to sell, right? Well, the best way to use as a metric is the previous high. As long as you stay above a previous high, that's where you want to basically sell your position. So just in case if it falls right back in, you could just buy $20, $10 cheaper, $15, half the price basically is what I'm trying to say. And it's usually around that point, right? So again, options are up around 140% here. SPY is right back down towards the bottom again. But please remember, everybody, we talked about this before, so there's no need to feel too confused about this, truly. If you didn't touch the purple the first time, my thought process is there's a very good opportunity for you to actually run right back up to that top purple, all the way at the top. February 25th is Tuesday. You're losing some value here. Okay, so first priority. You're at the bottom. You touch the purple. I want to see if this is going to run right back up to the top of the purple up here. Right back up towards the peak of 611, 612, potentially even a new high, right? Because again, what is the market doing right now? How do we know, for instance, that it was going to do this yesterday? What am I even talking about? Real simple. When the market consolidates, the first thing I want you to look at is, where's the market been around more? Where do you see more price action? You see more price action up here, right? So due to the fact of you seeing more price action right up here at the top, that is your one way of understanding, all right, the SPY was hanging towards the top of the ranges every single time. What is it doing now? It's simply hanging towards the bottom of the range now. So just like how you had a day where it was like this, basically U-shaping towards the top, hitting another high, but not that much higher than this high, and still getting sold off, just like how you did over here. You got sold off here. You then got sold off massively here. You're just doing the same thing in the opposite. So, yeah, you've done this about, if I had to honestly say off the top of my head, I would say in terms of how much times I've actually seen this, maybe it's 6 times. 6 times, you could say, 6 different highs from last year. They were brand new highs. They did exactly just this. So, again, it's the same thing every time. It truly is the same thing every time. Okay. So, again, we want to see if the SPY contracts are going to run up from down here. So we could look at some really cheap contracts on another cheap account. Let's actually check that real quick. Let's switch our accounts here. Let's go to this account. Let's buy something. Because we just doubled this account yesterday. It was another small account. Let's see. Nah, yeah, family. These 0-day contracts are still too expensive right now. So we're not gonna bother with the cheap contracts right now. You know what we can't bother with? I'll tell you this. Where is it? Where is it? Find it. Fix this, and we'll know all of our answers. Where's the opening price? Right here. There you go. So at 606.98, that's when we're gonna go long. We're gonna buy some cheap contracts down here. These have the potential of going up 1,000%. So as soon as you touch 606.98, we're buying some cheap contracts for you to run straight up into it. Remember, we need to catch the full move in order to go 1,000%. So that's about a $3-4 move from bottom to top. If the top so far is around 610 and then the bottom's around 607, that's currently one move, family. So what's half of that? That's what you got to do first. And then once you do that, boom, you get the bottom, get the top. Halfway point is right here at 608. You still have not hit that. Therefore, you are still bearish. Once you hit the midpoints and you start holding above them, that's your one way of understanding that, you know, trends are now switching up into something just slightly more bullish, not as wild and red, right? Remember, whenever you're looking at the trends or the market, it's always going to tell you whether or not the market wants to run up a slight bit more or whether or not it's actually going to crash here. Both sides say it at the same time, truthfully. The calls and the puts will tell you, hey, we're going to fall here or we're going to go up. Both sides say it at the same time every single time. It's just you have to be very open to it, you know? You can't just stay trapped in a certain way of thinking, which is very hard because in most cases, what is that also stating? That's stating that whenever you buy into a trade, you have to know how to sell out of it in terms of insurance aspect instead of a trend aspect, right? Because there's two different ways to grow an account, right? You're either focusing on insurance and defense all the time and you're slightly just building it up, or you're just straight up aggressively attacking these options. And the best way to do that is to wait and to buy at the best times. So it's like you're going to be spacing out your entrances, of course, but you're going to be more so buying at that perfect area, that perfect level. So if I switch back to this chart, the one thing you're going to recognize is we're not at level 4, right? So since we're not at number 4, reversal point number 4, there should have been not a single reason why. And of course I didn't have this on the screen right away the whole entire day all the time, right? But just due to how we taught it recently, everybody here actually has this chart. And if you do not have this chart that's on my screen right now, you don't have the reversals, make sure that you actually, you know, set up a one-on-one with me so that we could talk about it. We could sort this out, no problem. We could sort it out literally within 20 minutes, 10 minutes. I just need you to tell me if you don't have this because we already posted this on the server, right? Perfect. We got to sort that out because if you have this, you will literally have all your buying points every single day. And nobody here would basically be making mistakes. Take, for example, yesterday, right? There's nothing there, right? Watch this. If I put this at the opening price, which was, let's make sure we're at the opening price, 931. 931, the opening price was 611.54, 611.54. It's 5 cents off, right? I can't fix it because I just messed it up. I'm going to have to delete the whole thing. But look at this right here, right? The bottom of the trend was literally reversal point number 5, right? Right down here. So if you would have waited for 4 and 5, just like the first rule right here says, it's going to be your one way to never lose a single dime ever playing this market. And yesterday showed it once more. It's actually true. You will never lose playing this way. You buy a 5-day contract at number 4 or 5, no, yeah, you're going to be set. It's going to take some time, of course. You're not always going to get that 4th and 5th touch. On days like today where it's aggressive, of course, right? You already got number 3. So it's kind of funny, but you guys want to hear something crazy? On days where I've seen the market hold on number 3 and it didn't touch number 4 or 5, whenever I see it do this, it usually comes right back up and touches number 4 at the top side. So today's one of those days where you can actually run up straight to 613. So if you want to play for that, please recognize that you're going to have an option that's, one, going to have to be in the money by the time you hit 613. And then 2, you need to have another play. It's going to be a cheaper play that you're going to hold towards and to 613. That ways we can finally remove the excuse button, because sometimes we take the excuse button, you know, a little too I would say a little too gracefully. Gracefully? We're not supposed to touch that, you know. And you want to take things very slow. So you doing that is just kind of messing up the whole dynamic here, right? So at least now there would be that just change up in entries, because you're going to wait for 4 and 5. And if you don't get 4 and 5, and let's just say you swing across the whole entire board, you all know that that's possible. So I want you all to recognize that from here on out, every single day. Whenever the SPY has like an $8 day or $6 day or like a $7 day, it was all predictable. And you could have been a part of that. It's just you have to have intentions that basically state out loud, I want to be a part of that trend. Because I kid you not, if you don't, then you're just not going to be a part of it. And what I mean by that is actually buying contracts that are anticipating what high the market can actually run to, and you being correct about it. And that's it. Simple as that, family. So remember, you got to take it slow. You got to take it real slow. Don't rush a single thing. But just make sure you're actually paying attention to those entries, 4 and 5. And then if we're looking at the calls right now, if this just swings across the whole board, these calls would go up to, so the 611 calls, if you just swing across the whole board, they would go to $245 right now. So that's going to be about $20 to, yeah, about $240. So that's about 1,000% right there if these SPY contracts go up towards 614, 613. So we're at number 3. All right, we're going to get this option here. All right, now let's cool it down a second. Let's see what's going on with other plays. Waiting for Tesla. Bought another one for Tesla here. Staring at SPY. If you're still waiting to buy your first entry for when I average down, watch number 4, which is a little bit above, a little bit below us, right? Just slightly right there. You can wait for this point to hop in, or you can hop into the trade on number 5, which is 605. So again, we just recently got into our first entry right there. A little bit above where we're currently at, while it was still basically supporting that wedge that it created. 611. So 611 is going to be the first area we're going to hit. That's going to be around number 1. Right. We're going to leave that trade alone. How about these trades? What's going on here? All right, all right, all right. This is excellent. Excellent. Absolutely amazing. Let's check the Euro trade real quick. Remember, SPY is hanging towards the bottom of the trend, so you need to wait. That's all. Don't put too much capital down if you have a trade already locked in for 5 days out. All you're doing right now is just playing the short-term downtrend from reversal point to reversal point. So from like 3 to 4, just like how it's falling right now. Or you're playing calls from 4 to 3, or from 4 to number 2, whichever one you fancy, right? You just got to play calls to whichever one that, you know what I mean, is in the prediction. And it has to be close. It has to be something real close. Me stating that this is going to run to 613 is basically telling you that's the most extreme thing that can happen today. So if we're going to be at the bottom of the trend, that's the first thing that I personally like to play. Especially on days where it's potentially possible to actually flip above the whole entire dynamic. You fell from an area, now you can run up above that. Why? Because yesterday you did the same thing. So today is going to be a decision of whether or not you're going to do it as aggressively, if not more aggressively. Remember, you're at number 4 now, everybody. You're at number 4. Anything else we have to do here? I don't think so. Yep. For which strike price? Literally, yeah. That right there is exactly why I kind of referred to that earlier. It was just like it's just too expensive right now for the 0 days. So we're only gonna put a low amount, and then yeah, just hang tight. Remember, everybody, you're at the 4th reversal point. Come on, Intel, you got what it takes. I know you do. Where's CVS at? You little shits. You did not just fall to that price. And what's today's date? You little shits. There's no way you did that. How much are these options now? Oh, you you slippery snake. Yo, that damn CVS option. There is no way. That thing went to $200 from $10. Ah! Of course you did it last second. Oh my god, $200 from $10. All right. We're gonna get our money back from CVS. Not right now, but we're gonna plan for this because no, yeah, that's a crazy exchange of percentage right there. That thing went from $10 to $200. So if CVS options are going up 2,000% overnight, let's do it. Let's do it. Might take some time. That was a put play. Yep. And it was in the money at 65, and it hit 61 today. So it's $4 in the money. All right, everybody. I just averaged down on my SPY calls here. Right underneath 4 and 5. Just like how we bought the first one in between 3 and 4. Basically one of the same points. And then for these plays, these are 611 calls that expire today, right? For the 611 calls that expire today, I want to sell these out at around $30 to $40. And then they can hit a high. It can go from 13 to a high of, let's just say, if we run to, if the SPY snaps right back up to 609 again from here, so that's $3 up from here, these options would snap to about $70 each. Currently we have 2 of them. So we'll go from 35 to around 140. So that would almost be like a 3x, 4x, something like that. Around that number, I think. And then let's check the other plays here. Tesla's getting swung off the top ropes. And then let's put this here for $16. Okay. I submitted one more order for Tesla to average down one more time.